There we go, Munich Mash 2016. Sitting in the box office here with Matty Crowhurst.
How you doing, Clint?
Pretty good, Matty. Pretty excited after the training and stuff. The boys are ready to go.
It is a monumental setup they've got here, not just with the wakeboarding, but the entire event. The MASH crew have laid on something very, very special. Got a little sample of some rather flavoursome skateboarding action yesterday with the Street League. Was quite the spectacle.
Yeah, it was amazing. That Street League skateboarding yesterday was a highlight, and obviously with Swatch Prime one as well, the mountain biking. It's a bit of a highlight to see those, like the sports coming together, and I know a lot of wakeboarders that are like, man, I just want to see the skateboarding, so that was really good.
So before we get to the end of play here at MASH, we have got our wakeboarding extravaganza, and you can see the banks are lined pretty packed up on a shoreline to watch, well, this big air ramp that has been unfolded for the first time at this event. Obviously the big air, the landing ramp, has been in wakeboarding before, but this is the first time they've had a contest like this for a while.
All right, so we're going to go through, Matty, a little bit of how this place was set up. Like you said, the landing ramp has been used before with Red Bull Rising High 2 years, 2013, in Hamburg, right in the middle of the city, 2014 as well. So you see how this thing's put together, it's absolutely massive. It's like a 20-meter long landing ramp, 4 meters high, 10 meters wide, and the boys are coming at that thing from the Unit Park Tech kickers, and they're going to be, the cable's running at 39 k's an hour.
Which is a ridiculous speed to be riding on. No one usually rides cable that fast, but they're having to do it to make the distance. You can't quite see the distance from kicker to landing ramp there, but it is a sizable gap indeed.
Yeah, that 15-meter gap, it's pretty solid. You can see the water running down the landing ramp as well. The boys are, like we said, 39 k's an hour is what the cable's running at. And so when they put pressure on their edge, they're hammering into that kicker. They're going about 45, 47 k's an hour, and they've got to cover at least that 15 meters to get onto the landing ramp. So it's a solid gap for sure.
And it's, well, it's a solid piece of material that you're hitting. You can see a little bit of cushioning on the top there, but that won't really make much difference if they land on it without board first. So they are looking to launch over that gap, land down where you see the MASH sign to get the most amplitude as possible. And of course, we're now going to get a bird's eye view from Mr. Nico Lerchenfeld.
Munich Mash, first time we have a wakeboard figure here, and it's been a long time for us to hit in 2 years. So yeah, let me get out there and show you how it looks.
Nico, obviously a legend within the sport, so no one better to run us through the course. Let's check it out.
So now you get the scare factor that we're seeing our riders and put yourself through. Look at that as you come into it. Oh yes.
I did speak to the boys too, Matty. Like the tension of the cable plays a big role for these boys. Like when they're hammering at that thing at 45 k's an hour, there's a lot of tension on the cable, so that's going to be hard for them to control, especially with those backside rotations, like when you're turning your back in the riding direction. So I'm really keen to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, so that was a GoPro course preview. Wakeboard Big Air Munich Mash. I hope you make it out here and check all the action out.
There you go.
And it's only fitting that we're finding Mr. Nico von Lerchenfeld in the final, as you'd expect, along with some other very, very big names, as you would also expect with an event of this stature. We've got a who's who of park riding, starting off with, well, a relative newcomer in terms of the field of athletes that we have. Benedikt Tremmel, talk to me a little bit about this rider, Clint.
Yeah, Ben is definitely one of the riders. He's a Liquid Force team rider who's just been racing through the ranks. Like since last year, he put a lot of time in Asia, so using that winter European season to get away, get on the water, and he's actually like podium in most of the events he's getting to. So yeah, he's right here to be in the finals is definitely, but straight head-to-head is the way we're going to run through these top 8. So he's got to go straight up against Nico, and I mean Nico got second last 2014 for Rising High. So it's going to be a tough one for Benedikt straight up, but who knows? A lot of people put their money on the underdog, and maybe he can do it. But I've got to say Nico has got that smile on his face, and he's looking really relaxed today for sure. So it's going to be a hard head-to-head straight straight up.
Looking through our list, we have obviously had the privilege of watching the practice and the qualifying rounds. There you see the format on the screen. We've got 8 riders, 4 pairings. Best rider goes through from each of those pairings into the super final. We'll go more into the detail of how that runs. But just looking through the list, Clint, what are your thoughts on the favourites for the event? I mean, there's a good variety in styles of riding and the riders that we have in this first round.
Yeah, definitely. Like, diversity is going to play a part of it. Like, as you said, with that format, with one style trick, one tech trick, which we'll tell you guys about in a minute. But I spoke to a lot of the riders yesterday, also this morning, and the basic is Daniel Grant is the man to beat, is what everyone's saying. Dom Hernler, Daniel Grant. So we'll see what happens. Here's our judges right now. Benjamin Lecter, a pro snowboarder who knows what he's on about, and obviously with that big air landing ramp, it's got a lot to do with snowboarding. You can see that influence. Andy Kolb, the judge we just saw then, is our chief judge, and that's P2. Peter Pascal Schmidt, who has been world champ before on a wakeboard. He's been in the game for a long time, so he knows what he's on about. There's the matchups. Run through them, Matty. Who we got?
I like the way we're claiming Daniel Grant now. He seems to flip from Thailand to the UK in terms of ownership, but we'll take that. We'll take a British victory if that's the way it plays out. So we got Benedict has got a tall order against Nico von Lerchenfeld. That is Germany versus Germany. Then we go Australia versus the UK. Aaron Gunn and Daniel Grant. That will be a match. I mean, you look at all of them. Dominik Gührs against Felix Georgi. So you've got the powerhouse, the machine on the water, and the alternative, think differently riding of Felix Georgi. And then we've got William Klang. He's a big name on the scene now, but still relatively new in terms of the other names that we've got there as how he's raced through the ranks. So it's good to see some young blood up against the old. Now here's this guy. He's a bit of a man mountain, this lad. He has got some power behind him on the water. He's
got the short shorts on, that's for sure.
He has gone all the way with the short shorts. Really has.
Nicky Gührs on the side there as well. Nico von Lerchenfeld looks pretty relaxed. He's got a smile on his face. Being like I said, a young kid just coming into the game, and he's got his work cut out for him, the 18-year-old. So he's a local down here in the Munich area, so maybe the home crowd can help him out. Let's see how he goes.
First hit of this first round of riding in the finals day in the Munich Bash Big Air. What's he got for us coming in right before?
Presentation hit to start, obviously just let the crowd know who he is, what he's doing. So for him as well, it's pretty important that first presentation hit just to dial himself in, get himself sorted. We can see the rails there as well. So on his way back, he's going to be using the rail to get back up into the top pool, but that won't be taken into account for the scoring. It's just actually the big air landing on the ramp. That's what will be scored.
Now the crowd get introduced to, as it needs an introduction to Nico. So as Clint said, it's a kind of a unique thing that we've got here at Munich Mash, this presentation first hit, as it is just a one-hit wonder event with the landing ramp, the big air being the scoring part of this entire run. Why not just introduce the crowd to each of our riders one at a time? So Nico coming in, he's just going to do, I'm sure there's going to be a grab in there somewhere, do you think? Yeah. Oh no, just a little bit of a shifty going 911 up in there. Old school cable trick right there.
Yeah, he is. Nico, obviously, he's spent a lot of time on a snowboard. Living in the south of Germany, he uses his time in the mountains in winter. And so you can definitely see Nico. He's, like you said before, Matty, he's got that different style of thinking. Like he picks out a line that no one else can take and just maybe tweaks it a little different, grabs a little bit different.
That is the thing with him and Felix. They look at a course completely differently. They see what other people don't see. Obviously, there is only one feature for them to hit in this, so they're going to all have to use the same thing, but that is where a bit of individuality and unique thought processes on their wakeboarding come to play. A little bit of a fist pump of solidarity between the two boys, and now we get going. So we are starting things off with a style trick. Is that right, Clint?
That's it. Let's do it. First hit for Beaner. Straight into it. Obviously, with the presentation hit, he's dialed in. He's ready to go. Let's see what he's got. Beaner Tremel.
Nice. Stalled out 360, just keeping it basic. That's the whole point of this style maneuver, to get things going.
We're going to run through the slow-mo as well. Didn't get the grab on it by the looks of it, but easy control. And the boys were saying too, that landing is pretty tough. Like, you can't be on edge on the landing, you've got to land with a flat board. So that might be a criteria that's going to be hard for them to pick out the winner, pick out the best of the best.
A lot of people were doing some big maneuvers so far in the course of the weekend, but as you say, unless you come down completely square, tree trunks landing, even in every direction, you're going to slip out so easily because unlike the other sports, you haven't got grip of tyres or grip of an edge as you would have with snowboarding, so that makes it difficult. And we have the first score in from our judges, 39 dead, is the score to beat for Nico. He's in the beneficial position of knowing exactly what he has to do to top Benedict. Having that live scoring system makes the whole process that more exciting, that more engaging for the crowd. There's no delays in the results. Here we have Nico to start things off playing his contest.
As we said as well, 3 hits is what they got. The first hit, obviously the style hit. So let's see what Nico brings for style. Nice, grabbing that one all the way through as well. A solid grab on that spin.
So we can say with fair certainty that that is probably going to pip Benny's score. It was a super, super solid grab. White knuckle fist grab. So long, stalls it right out and delays that handle pass as well. And equally solid landings we saw from Benny. So we're going to say that that is going to put him ahead from the get-go unofficially. Of course, we're going to see a score very shortly.
That'll give him good feel for the next one anyway, for the tech trick. He boned it out, he styled it out, and there you go, 70.33 points. So Nico taking the lead. Pretty tight though. And yeah, pretty easy, that boned out, stalled out grab. Good job, Nico.
That's got to be so much fun. We saw that in the course preview, flying through the skies for that long, and knowing that if you get it right, your knees aren't going to explode. It's actually a nice landing for once.
All right, so Bina's going to go into his tech trick. Like we said, 1 style trick, 1 tech trick, and the third trick is just to balance those 2 out. So Bina's got some work ahead of him. 39 points after his style trick. Nico shooting with a 70.33. Let's go, Bina Tremble, 18 years old.
Backside 7, easy as you like. Complete rotations, 2 of them. Backside is the direction in which he rotated, and you were talking about. It is not easy. System 2 spinning. The cable systems that we have here for this event make it so tough to spin, to pass the handle. There is so much tension in that cable above. It's super high as well, so that makes it even more difficult. It needs to be high in order to launch them to height. They need to get over and onto the landing ramp, but Benny just making that look so, so easy. No stress at all.
That's it. That technical difficulty of a backside spin, obviously, but I think what's going to play a major role here is who can still get their board in the hand. Like, that grab on it is obviously a little bit more difficult, so as far as technical difficulty goes, backside 360 pretty solid, and I'm pretty sure Nico's going to have a good answer to that one.
Yeah, well, we saw Nico doing the backside rotation, seemingly a favorite for some of the riders. Maybe the way you come out of it, you can land a little bit more solidly right over the top of the board and not skip out, whereas you spin frontside, a lot of people were doing frontside 7s and then skipping out on landing.
All right, Nico, let's see how he goes. Taking that late entry into the kicker, solid on the heel side.
Oh, there's the answer.
Touching it twice on the double, on the backside 7. 2 spins. Let's check it out in the slow-mo. Pretty sure he went 2 times on the board, double grab.
Cheeky little tickle right there, halfway through, mid-grab.
Little melon grab after the first handle pass. Check it out again, in slow motion. Didn't see the fingertips under the board, but he reached down for it. I'm pretty sure he would have got hold of it. Doesn't do things half-assed.
Yeah, there was definitely a little tickle on there, and arguably even a little bit bigger than Benny's 7 as well. The judges like it. He is up in the 70s once again. It's a 73.66 to push him very far ahead of Benny. So this is a tall order for Mr. Tremble to catch up on his last maneuver. He gets to go start, he gets to go tech, he gets to do exactly what he wants on this last maneuver, but that's a stretch. It's going to be a tall order for the youngster.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, with Nico getting 2nd place but rising high last year, he knows that landing ramp. He does so good. Unit-Park Tech team rider, obviously the team from Unit-Park Tech set this thing up. So Nico, as Scissor Tech team rider, knows the system really well, the cable system, and that landing ramp making it look easy. So, all right, Bina, keep your focus on. Let's see what he's got. Benedict Tremble coming at it heel side as well. That right foot forward stance.
Oh,
nice.
School to 3. That was what we were thinking about the first time round. Going melon poke, delaying that rotation until the last possible minute. So let's see if that grab is clean.
Taking the slow motion again, going up, getting a solid grab on it. Sometimes, like when you watch it live, it's sometimes really hard to see, but to slow things down or to catch it in a photo, you can see how boned out that is, how he pushes his front leg out. Well done, Bina. One more time, the slow-mo, heel side, boned out, stalled out, late, 360, good handle pass, good landing.
Nice height, everything clean as a whistle. Let's see what our judges think of it.
He doesn't look too happy though, like he knows he's got his work cut out for him. Sun shining, which is good to see. We had a solid day yesterday of rain, and a little bit more rain.
So there we go for Benny. Yeah, just a cut in there. Sorry, Clint. It is an upping of his score by quite a sizable amount, up to 65, but it will not be enough. And Nico choosing the obvious. He's going for style.
I'll do what I do best.
Yeah.
I'll do style.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear the judges in the background in there as well. Obviously, Peter Pascal Schmidt, Andy Culp, and all three judges. Super solid. They know Nico well. They know what he can do, and they're going to judge him on that. So he can't play half game. He's got to go all out. Loading up heel side. Oh, solid backside 180.
Our snowboarding judge will love that. He will literally be frothing at the bit.
Boom, again, that boned out front leg. Solid grab all the way through.
And also, it's something that you spot in these big air contests quite a lot. Raf de Rome is famous for it. Picking the hand up so it doesn't touch the water on the landing, just to keep that landing as clean as can possibly be. You people at home may think, well, he just puts his hand on the landing ramp on the water, that way it wouldn't make a difference. It really does in terms of how clean our judges are scoring this run. And you know this, Nico just lifting his hand just a little bit so he didn't touch down.
He was using the force.
Yes. So that is a saucy bit of backside 180 from Nico von Lerchenfeld, which we are assuming unofficially right now. That's going to see him through. And he gets a big old score, and a little bit of love there for the one only Brad Schmille, who, anybody knows wakeboarding, knows he's a bit of a legend. Took a fall a few years ago and is unfortunately not wakeboarding right now, but we wish him the absolute best, normal love, and obviously it's nice to see that all our riders are still thinking of him during contest time. Okay, here we see Nico once again. Are we going to see that backside one? Are we going to see the three that started things off? Judges liking that a little bit more than the 360 of Mr. Tremel. So we have our first super finalist decided.
That's it. The diversity of Nico as well, like the way he grabs his board, he bones it out, he's slow in the rotation. Really good to see his control right.
That just doesn't look at any point as though he is stressing or worried or panicked. He actually looks more comfortable up in the skies than anywhere else. Okay, so we're getting a little presentation trick from these two rather talented riders, to understate a fact. We've got Daniel Grant, who resides mostly in Thailand, but he does have British heritage, so we're totally claiming that.
Flying the flag.
Yeah, just, that doesn't make any sense at all that he's still only 18. He literally seems as though he has been at the top of the game for a good 5-6 years minimum.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember Daniel Grant the first time I saw him, I think he was 12 years old, like at Wake the Line 2008. And since then, he's just been changing the game year for year. And like I said, the boys, when I spoke to them earlier, they're like, Daniel's the man to beat. So here we are with his GoPro. He's making the most of it as well. Absolute legendary rider.
Crew from GoPro, one of our event sponsors, will absolutely love that. While we're mentioning them, there's of course not only the massive numbers of crew behind Match that put this all together, but the brands that help make it happen as well. I'm going to put on my best German accent right here for you. So, Biapusch, our media partners, along with Süddeutsche Zeitung. How was that, Clint?
Süddeutsche Zeitung? That was pretty good, mate. You did well, mate.
Yeah, I can fake a good accent. And as well, within the wakeboarding especially, thank you very much to, of course, CC Tech and Unit Part Tech and Snipes as well, joining on board for their first wakeboarding event, I believe. Here we have Aaron Garn's presentation maneuver to get the crowd going. This is just his starting run. Nothing scored here. It's just a big hello. Not taking it easy either. Once again, our snowboarding judge friend will be talking a bit over that rather meaty method.
Good grab on it. The 20-year-old from Sydney. And Aaron Gunn is one of those names where it's like when you pick the best of the best, Aaron Gunn always comes up. He's a super relaxed kid. He's super stoked on wakeboarding. Like, it doesn't matter how much he travels the world, where he shows up at. He's just pumped to ride.
And a monumental name, really. There was going to be something good in his life with a name like Aaron Gunn. Like Bob Smith, there might be a Bob Smith out there.
Yeah.
But it's not as likely to be a rock star as someone called Aaron Gunn. So
that's true.
Well done, parents, on that one.
from birth on, set to take over the world.
Okay, these two look rather pumped to be involved in this wicked setup that we've got here at MASH. Daniel Grant starts things off with his style maneuver, getting the crowd pumped, giving the people what they want. What is it?
All right, Turtle going at the heel side.
See, I would say that's quite technical. So he goes full rewind, which pretty much nobody does them better. He is kind of the inventor of this style of maneuver. So he goes nose grab, 360, front side, leg grab, stalefish, whips it back round 180. So the eventual total rotations is actually 180. Or is it 540?
Or is it 540? That is the question of our life.
So he'll claim to the judges, yeah, that's a style maneuver because I only did a 180. But surely isn't that a technical maneuver? We'll leave that to the judges. We're just splitting hairs here. Just get you guys thinking out there. So if you've not seen that before, that's kind of a relatively new thing over the past few years of wakeboarding, doing this rewinding maneuver. The only thing that's possible in wakeboarding because we have the third dimension of the rope in order to swing us back and forth. So fairly unique to our sport.
That's it. Turtle, Daniel Grant, clapping on. Trying to support Aaron Gunn, trying to get him out there.
Yeah, if you're wondering why he's got a turtle shell helmet, it's not because he's into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or maybe he is. His nickname's Turtle.
It's all right. Good to see the two youngsters. They're supporting each other, pushing each other. Obviously, they want the top of the podium, they want the prize money, they want the prestige, but they want to show the best riding that they can, which is really good to see. And Aaron Gunn's got a solid bag of tricks, so I'm pretty sure he can bring an answer to Turtle's rewind.
Oh, yeah. He is not scared of spinning himself around and grabbing the board here and there. So, Aaron, what's he got? Everyone's starting on the left-hand side, all right foot forwarders so far. There we go. So, very similar to what we saw from Nico, very poked out. It's a tough call on those two styles of tricks. You got two grabs and an extra rotation from Daniel Grant, but this is super legit.
Definitely throw
grab, poke, stall, wait, because you've literally got hours in the air on this setup.
And that's it, taking it in slow motion, you can see how solid that grab is, how long he holds it, how he bones it out. Solid landing as well. So definitely the style factor, his individual style, bringing it in there. Good work, Aaron.
It's interesting to see over the course of the weekend how much more dialed in each of the riders' timing is now. And they're getting that much more height. There were a few knuckle-scuffing incidents in the practice rounds where the riders weren't quite able to get their pop off the kicker. So what score did we have in there?
66 for Aaron Gunn, 73.33 for Daniel Grant. So even though it was that technical trick, the judges liked the style of it. And,
the judges liked it. Okay, so we have got a slight lead for Daniel Grant. Once again, going out second, Aaron is in the fortunate position of being able to assess what he needs to do to get past Daniel. Now he knows he's got a little bit of a catch-up depending on what Daniel comes up with here.
You hear the crowd too in the background pumping him up. Daniel Grant.
Oh, just about gets away from it. So it's a 720, and it looks like there may have even been two tickles on the board through that. At least definitely one mid-grab.
Nice.
Yeah,
using that rail, just
one grab, two grabs. Yes.
When you look at his hand, Matty, like watch it again in slow-mo, you can see him go to the board, go to the handle, go to the board, go to the handle. It's crazy how well-controlled that is.
So much going on. So nose grab to get things going. Good solid grab there. Stalefish halfway through. Keep on rotating. 720, two grabs. Thank you very much. A little bit of a wobble on landing, so there may be a door open in that department for Aaron if he can keep a cleaner landing. That's so big as well. So what I was saying about it, because the speed is so high on the cable, a speed that riders don't usually go at. So it's a 65. They like the first trick more, so it's still too solid scoring from Daniel Grant. That is the pace that Aaron has to catch up with. So I was saying is they're riding at 39K, which means there's less time on the kicker to actually find the pop, to find the top.
True.
And that is what was causing riders a little bit of a mischief earlier on in the weekend. Seems that they're fully dialed into that new speed now, and as proven by the height these guys are getting. Oh, it's all going on the dock.
There they are.
That's a podium. We've got podiums in the middle of the lake, which is kind of cool. That's where we should be sat.
On the podium, you think? Next year? Well, let's work on it for next year. You and me on the podium.
On the podiums, please. All right, Aaron, what you got for us? This is tech maneuver.
All right, hopefully most of the crew at home in Australia watching Aaron, seeing how he's going to go. Loading it up, going backside. Solid back seven.
Yeah, arguably a cleaner landing Definitely a mid-grab in there as well. Let's check the slow-mo. So he's coming in right foot forward on his heels. He is going to rotate the opposite way to the way we saw from Daniel. His backside, so butt first in that first 90 degrees. That wasn't as clean as it could have been, was it?
Grabbing a sneaky melon on the way round, but not as clean as it could have been, that's for sure. Just touched it, whipped it around. And again, when you take into account Daniel Grant, like taking that handle out of his hand 3 times to touch the board, pass the handle, touch the board, pass the handle. Solid backside 7 from Aaron Gunn, not taken away from that at all. But yeah, that's going to be tough to shoot past Daniel Grant on that tech trick. He's pumped though. Good to see.
Okay, so it's still solid, consistent scoring. There may well be a chance for him to squeeze through on this third and final trick. So it is the 2 best scores that the judges take. And they get to choose tech or style on the third trick.
68.66 for Aaron Gunn's second trick, 65 for Daniel Grant. So Aaron Gunn actually on that second trick. The judges liked it more.
Yeah.
So it comes down to this last trick. It's going to be tough, it's going to be tight. At the moment, Daniel Grant just in front, but the door is open. Loading up again, heel side, right foot forward. Oh, nice.
So we just saw the opposite of the first maneuver that he did, where he spun front side, then rewound backside. Here, he's going backside and rewinds front side, which is super duper techers.
That boned out grab in the middle as well. You can see how long he holds it, how far the front legs boned out. Here it is, the grab on it. Solid, going back the other way.
So it's actually a nothing.
It was a nothing.
It's a nothing. Yeah. Not a nothing with a grab. Yes.
Solid, so nice.
Good. Amazing crowd that we've got here at the Olympic Park, which I'm so impressed with this whole setup in this area. This is such a beautiful spot. If you have never been to Munich, then you need to come. So is that usurping his other scores? Indeed it is. So 77 on that last one, which removes the lower score, and that pushes Daniel even further ahead.
Well, that could be shut the gate, Matty. That could be game over for Aaron Gunn, but he's super stylish, super skilled. Let's see what he's got, the young Australian.
I'm calling 9.
Yeah, he can do it too. Aaron Gunn can hammer those things out. He's going for a tech trick, so it's going to be a difficult trick, not just a grabbed out, boned out, stylish trick. It's got to be technical. Let's see how he goes. Maybe that 900, he might get it out now in the first rounds. Oh! And he did as well.
A little flutter from Daniel Grant there as he sees his head-to-head competitor almost stomp a game changer. So 2.5 rotations, backside direction. Here we see it again. He is spinning like a top throughout this to make that rotation happen. Goes to the little tickle halfway through and cranks it, and you're spinning so fast. That were that on water, Aaron could have dug an edge in and tried to ride it away. Because you got to land flat directly on top of that board with weight not favoring any direction. It's so hard to get away from it, and he's spinning so hard, it's obviously pushing the board out from underneath him. No control to be able to ride it away. So that is tough for Aaron Gunn. He did not hold anything back, and he knows that that could have seen him through to the super final.
That's tough, and like you said, that's a small advantage of being second. Like Daniel went out there, did his thing, and Aaron, like, all right, I'm going to bring it now. Do the 9, it's now or never. So head-to-head, tough format. Daniel Grant, obviously taking out the win. So 134.66 for Aaron Gunn, 150.66 for Daniel Grant. So Daniel's moving on in the next round.
And we go on to our next head-to-head pairing. Our penultimate pairing, we have got, well, a nice juxtaposition. Yes, I just used that word. What's that in German? Juxtaposition.
Well, I don't even know what it is in English, mate.
Like contrast.
Good contrast. Yeah, Vergleich. Guter Vergleich. Guter Vergleich.
Guter Vergleich.
Yeah.
Of riding styles in this next pairing, where I was actually leading. We seem to digress there a little bit. Dominik Gührs versus Felix Yogi.
That's it. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the predictions on Daniel possibly being the one to take the title away here at Munich MASH, well, on that performance, looked fairly accurate.
Yeah, no doubt. Pretty good to see. Good vibes here at Munich MASH. Munich Action Sports Heroes. First time this wakeboard big air has been a part of it. And like you said before, Olympiapark, absolutely beautiful down here. The weather's playing the game. The families come out to enjoy it with street league skateboarding, with the Swatch Prime Line mountain biking. Absolutely incredible. An amazing weekend. Not only that, but all the stands and stalls and everything that's a part of it. There's slacklining, stand-up paddling, so there's a lot going on. And here we go. The two contrasts, like you said, two Red Bull team riders, Nicky Gührs, Felix Georgi. Felix, well-known snowboarder as well. Got that tight stance, super snowboard style. So obviously this landing ramp is going to be good for him. And Nicky Gührs, kind of a machine. Like, he knows what he's got to do. He's put a lot of time in the last 2 years into his rail riding. And he's definitely a podium. Obviously winning Rising High last year.
Yeah.
So he knows this landing ramp well. He knows what it feels like on top of the podium. Presentation run, Nicky Gührs.
Bit of a rock star in Germany as well as Nicky Gührs. They do love a bit of Mr. Gührs. Everyone loves a bit of upside down action, don't they? You can't beat it.
He's a show pony, the kid. He knows what it's all about. He knows how to pump up the home crowd. Obviously being a Munich boy himself, born and raised.
There was lots of swooning on the shores around there as he came by very close. Saw ladies hitting the deck left and right. Yeah,
chances are the ladies on the podium out there, they're just there for Nicky.
Yeah, he probably just brought them. Yeah, good lad. So, in case you were wondering, that was a nuclear tantrum, a rather weird kind of yoga-style grab. And an upside-down back and flippy thing. So that is his presentation maneuver, not holding back with that.
Felix Georgi, he looks good this morning, like in training. He did really good in that snowboard style. You can obviously see it. Let's see how he goes. Presentation jump.
Method. Yes, that's what the people want. I was saying yesterday, if only just someone did a Rayleigh. If only just someone did a Rayleigh. That is as legit as you can possibly get. And I don't think I've ever seen him ever. Have you ever seen him do a glide?
Not like that.
A no-grab glide, ever. That's made my weekend complete.
How could you not love Felix Georgi?
That is amazing.
Yeah, everyone loves Superman.
Everyone, we want to see the Superman.
Put your underpants on the outside. Superman is awesome.
So for those of you out there introduced to wakeboarding for the first time, well, hello, welcome, this is it. That was an air Rayleigh, a rather signature trick of wakeboarding, and we just love it. Okay, this is get things going. Style maneuver for Nicky Gührs. Indie tantrum, oh my.
Upside down, Miss Jane.
Upside down.
Taking it to blind.
They love it. Did he code them? Yes, good lad. Indie tantrum, solid grab, holding on for days.
Wow. Making it look easy.
It's so easy. So that's a pretty stock trick for Nicky Gührs. Doesn't have to break a sweat over that at all, but it becomes an entirely different matter when you're flying at a ramp that is, well, it's a step-up maneuver. You're having to step up. What is the height difference between the kicker and the landing ramp? Is probably a good 6 feet at least that you're talking. What was the distance between the kicker and landing ramp?
I think it's 1.8 meters from the top of the kicker to the top of the landing ramp. The landing ramp itself is 4 meters high, so you've got that step-up, weird kind of thing. And I think it's 1.6 or 1.8 meters, the difference between the kicker and the landing ramp.
So a lot of people having to get their knees up around the ear rolls to get over the ramp in practice sessions when they were getting dialed in. Obviously not the case now for these boys. Totally in the zone on this landing ramp setup.
Yeah, look at Felix, he's focused. He's got music in his ears. He's ready to go. Just jibbing the jump ramp on the way in. Feeling good. Trying to get his board connected to the water, loading up heel side, right foot forward.
Oh! You don't see Felix wobble in the air ever. He almost got the board stuck behind him a little bit.
See what happened there. There's obviously a lot of pull in the cable. That's what we were talking about before. So waiting on it, holding on it, pausing on it.
Oh, second pull right there. Halfway through, you see him go for the handle, and then the cable reacts a little bit halfway through. Right here, 3, 2, 1, cable pulls right there, and it almost yanks him onto his back. Oh,
I really don't know how he saved himself from that one, mate.
Yeah.
That was pretty close.
There would have been twitching of a certain body part mid-air on that particular maneuver. Luckily, he gets away with it. Luckily, he does get 3 hits. So I think Felix is probably going to have to scrap that one and look at these last 2 hits of his main scoring ones. We move on to the technical stakes for Nicky Gührs.
Yeah, I did ask Felix this morning about the pull of the cable, how it is, and he's like, it's crazy. Till you get to that top point, there's a lot of pull in the rope, especially when you're spinning backside, and then after that, there's like a second pull that comes. We saw that got him on that one, but Nicky Gührs, tech trick. And I mean, when you hammer out an indie tantrum to blind for your style trick, what's he going to bring for a tech trick?
Yeah.
I'm guessing spin to win.
Spin to win.
Oh, touching the tail on the landing, backside 720.
Yeah, didn't get the pop he needed on that, but manages to muscle it round as only Nicky can. Beautiful little air trick out of the corner. Here we go. So does he get the connection pop? Not quite as usual height.
Still committing to that second 360, like landing on the tail, pushing it into position.
Yeah, so he slid the last few degrees of that rotation, which will not fare him well come judgment time from our 3 judges.
There's Pugsley. Throwing tail as he runs along the lake.
Yeah, so had to crank that last 360 pretty hard, not quite making the full 720 in terms of from kicker to landing ramp, and the judges know it. It's a low score for Nicky on that second maneuver. So may have leveled the playing field a little bit with Felix not quite coming up with the goods on his first maneuver. We're back to square one.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. The advantage or the disadvantage of being first. Obviously, like now, the door's open for Felix and he can shut the gate. Like if he can come at it this time, obviously Nicky's still going to have a third trick. Felix has got the chance right now to hammer out his tech trick. At the same time, he's under pressure because he knows what Nicky's done. He's got to land this trick. Let's go, Felix. Oh, dude. Missing the handle on the way round. Wish I could cheer for him right now. He'll be disappointed.
Yeah, that is, it's not cool to see. A rider of Felix's stature just not coming up with the goods that we know he has time and time out. That second pull causing him trouble on the rotations. He was obviously going for the 720, got a nice solid grab in there to start with.
Ah, disappointing. Unlucky for Felix. Obviously the third trick he's still got up his sleeve, so I'm guessing he's going to go at a tech trick. For his third trick, he's going to have to just fingertips.
That actually just looks, the handle was there for him as well. Just a little bit of sloppy passing of that handle from hand to hand, thinking about cranking the rotation and not taking the time over that handle pass.
Felix is one of those riders, mate. He's like, when you're talking about the world's best riders, Felix's name comes up. He's got his own individual style. He's got his own way of doing things. But it's often that his head, like when he's in competition, it's just not ticking cleanly. So without a doubt, everyone knows Felix Georgi's got what it takes. And I would love to see him get on the podium at this event. But now to shoot past Nicky Gührs, look at those scores, 121 for Nicky Gührs.
Yeah, unless Nicky takes a fall and Felix maxes out his next score, it's going to be pretty tough. Felix knows that he just needs to do something relatively simple just to shut the door properly.
Yeah, that's it. Nicky knows what he has to do. Like, he's got those 2 tricks. And good to see again that all right for Brad sticker on Nicky's board. A lot of support. Switching now left foot forward. The first rider to come from that side will be taken into account. Scraping his head on the ramp on the way round, throwing out the double, shut the gate, Nicky Gührs.
Just having a sniff very up close and personal of the knuckle of that landing ramp. Oh,
dude. Oh. Lucky on the landing, no doubt.
So lucky on the landing, yeah.
But that's like we were saying before with that spin, like he's committed all the way through from the start. He missed the pop you were talking about from the ramp. When you're hammering at it at 45 k's an hour, it's hard to time it. Just missed the pop. Lucky on the landing.
So lucky on the landing, but yeah, wow, props and points have to go to that for full commitment. Not scared at all, Nicky Gührs. So that, we're going to say unofficially, unfortunately for Felix, that is a shutting of the door. It's not a big score, but it's enough to push Nicky out of reach. So Felix can just have some fun with this last maneuver.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's going techers, okay.
Tech trick. Like, obviously he had that style trick the first one. He stuck that one, so it makes sense to go for a tech trick. But like you said, he can just have fun. It doesn't really matter what he does here right now. There's not really much he can do about it. Good vibes. He's into it.
Staying on the left-hand system 2 cable for a right foot forward heel side approach at this kicker. Oh, Felix, window winding there. Unfortunately, not his day today. So that is frustrating for, as you quite rightly say, Glenn, one of the most talented wakeboarders out there right now. But not feeling the vibes of the contest for him today. Nicky Gührs will move through. Yeah, that second pull of that cable. It's the thing with cable versus boat. If any of you out there wakeboard and you've not ridden cable, well, first of all, what you're playing at, get into it. Do it all. But with the cable, when you dig that heel side edge in, toe side edge in, when you resist the cable, it stretches. And that means at some point it's got to pull back. So you've got to be careful how hard you edge, especially with this speed as well, making things very tricky for our riders. And that is Felix, resigned to the fact that he will not be moving through to the super final. Props to his fellow rider who will be moving through. And there you have confirmation.
There you go. Obviously, Nicky moving on. Photo opportunity. Felix Georgi, unfortunately, getting into the top 8, not able to move on to the next round into the finals. But a solid semi-final, got to say it.
Here we go. We're seeing Nicky Gührs. Which maneuver we're going to see? That in the tangent to blind.
Solid grab.
His first maneuver of the day here in contest. Loving life after that first hit. There's absolutely no doubt that as a rider, you buzz off a huge crowd being around and getting pumped for whatever you're doing out on the water. So
look at those banks, Matty, in the background.
Absolutely stacked house.
That was amazing. And imagine if he had pushed off that jump ramp correctly. Like if he had got the kicker.
In all honesty, they were struggling with that maneuver because you whip around so quick when you huck the extra rotation that the board comes round underneath you and slips out. If you're landing on water, as we've said, you grab the water surface and manage to dig an edge in to ride it away and stabilize yourself. But on the landing ramp, you can't. So if he'd gone bigger, there's every chance that he would have skipped out, as we were seeing from other people. So who knows? But either way, he stuck it, he's through. I'm sure he's going to be working a little harder on that. So we have our last pairing. We've got Sweden versus Austria.
Wow. At the moment, Nico von Lerchenfeld already making through. The Turtle, Daniel Grant, making it through into the finals. And Nicky Gührs in that last heat against Felix, making it through. The last head-to-head, William Klang, 21 years of age, from Sweden. Another one of the riders that's absolutely shooting through the ranks, opening eyes, a lot of internet presence, a lot of time in the Philippines through the winter. And I watched him in training on Friday. A little bit this morning as well. He's doing pretty good. He knows what he needs to do. He kind of held himself back a bit today. So I'm pretty sure he's ready to pack it all out now in the semi-finals. And he's going up against Dominik Hernler. Dominik, FIS 2015. He won that one. He won Plastic Playground. He won Harbour Reach 2015. So he is absolutely on fire. And he's been banging out these Mobiuses, like a backflip with a 360 rotation, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So William's got his work cut out for him as well.
He's starting off on the right-hand side.
Presentation.
Lovely poked out melon, grabbing holds, getting that left leg straight. Oh, he needs a little bit of love from the crowd, which he receives, which is always good. So that is presentation for William Klang from Sweden, starting things off. He will be passing on to Dominik Hernler, who is second out, last in this first of our qualifying rounds today. Top 4 will go through to the super final, where they will battle it out for the goodies.
All right, 24 years of age, the Austrian rider. Started out riding behind the boat years ago. Since then, he's made a name as one of the, without a doubt, one of the best riders in the world. Otherwise, he wouldn't be here. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on the podium at pretty much every event he shows up at. Had a bit of time out the year before last with injury, and he came back bigger and better than ever. Like, it's absolutely amazing to see the way he comes back. Super controlled, super stylish, and he's ready to go. Like I said, from the training runs, look at that. Just his board control, body position, absolutely incredible, Dom Hernler.
Yeah, excited to see this back mobe. Absolutely nobody does them better. He's kind of been famed for the the trick that we're describing. We'll talk more about it when we see it. Hopefully we will. William Klang has definitely got a good old bag of tricks in his arsenal as well. Another of our style mongers, so nice pairing this. Good to see these two, both on the right-hand side, hitting that right-hand kicker, left foot forward, heel side. What's William got as his first maneuver of the day. It is style trick up to get him going. tail grab, backside one, clean as a whistle. Beautiful start from Mr. Klang.
Yeah, generally for that style trick, the judges do like to see less than a 360 rotation. So that's why Daniel Grant went for those rewind things. So technically, it's less than a 180. And William Klang just going for that boned out tail grab, backside 180, clean landing. Probably a little bit of intensity, like was missing. He didn't get
that board up in front of him. Yeah, the way a tail grab, although that looks awesome, is to get that front knee right up in front of your chin. Sorry, that tail knee, so the board is actually pointing down, not level.
Yeah.
The judges would have enjoyed that a little bit more, but the grab was solid. And obviously the right away for backside rotation that was cleanly done. So it's 64, it's a good start. It's a solid start, but as we keep on saying, it's worth reiterating. Dominik now in the fortunate position of being able to have a crack at knowing exactly what he needs to do to get ahead of that to start things off.
For William too, mate, it must be tough. Like 21 years of age, you're going up against holy moly Dominik Hernler. Like, how are you going to keep up with that? And Dom, look how cool and collected he is. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Let's get it done. All right, again, that left foot forward approach, using that kicker on the right-hand side. With those two Sizitech System 2.0 systems set up, unit park tech features, Dom's going to make the most of it. Late on the 360.
So there's that classic stalefish that we see from Dom, and then that late three. Grab is solid. You think it's a 180? No, it's a 360.
Wow.
Super clean landing. It's going to be tight. Both solid maneuvers. I think the judges are going to like that one though, and it looked like you maybe even got a little bit more height too. Oh, that is boosted. Absolutely boosted.
Yeah. Just showing his board control and body position as well, like doing that like backside 180 first, stalling it out, and then pushing the last 180. I didn't expect him to do that.
Yeah.
So just showing his body control, like incredible.
So it's roughly 10 points better as far as the judges are concerned than the tail grab backside one from
74.33 for Dominik Hernler, 64.66 for William Klang. So William's got some work ahead of him. When we're talking about technical tricks, like the second trick has got to be a tech trick. So yeah, William's going to have his work cut out for him. That Mobius we've been talking about, I'm pretty sure that Dominik's going to bring this in the semi-finals already. Yeah.
So it's going to have to be a flip with a spin, or it's going to have to be a spin of more than 540 for it to be considered technical.
Maybe that was the butterflies he's feeling in his stomach right now, having to hammer at that kicker. I'm not really sure. William Klang, 21 years of age, the Sweden.
So super clean.
Yeah.
Full melon poke, 720. Let's just check whether that grab was clean as well. This is what the judges want to see. Oh, we're going to have to see a slow-mo from a different angle. It may not have been as locked in as he'd need.
Still fully committed, the handle down low and tight. Touching it on the way up, just a quick sneaky touch. 720. Good to get that second handle pass as well. The handle was pretty high in his back. It's tough to get that handle into the other hand with so much tension on the rope. The boys are saying, obviously, the further down the landing ramp you get, the more tension there is in the cable because you're further away from the carrier. So it makes it a little difficult for him as well. Good vibes here at Olympic Park for sure. You hear the music in the background. A little bit of hip-hop. Fits perfectly to the whole wakeboard vibe.
Remember, folks, straight after our super final, we still have yet more action at Munich MASH with the Swatch Prime Lines. Mountain bike dirt trails, and what a setup that is. Just blew me away seeing that action. Those guys are crazy as.
Highlight for me on Friday was watching those first rounds for Swatch Prime Line. Absolutely incredible and just mind-blowing what those boys do. I mean, wakeboarding, you're landing in the water when you land mostly, except for on the landing ramp here, but Swatch Prime Line, that's going to be one to watch this afternoon. But right now, Dom Hernler, tech trick.
Oh, we're going to see what we want to see. Almost popping the handle, landing in that wrap position for the exact trick that Clint suggested we might see, and indeed we have. It is cab back mobe, so starting switch. Gets a solid grab in, knees super tucked up. Well, it wasn't quite the full 360, but I think we'll give it to him. There you go. We see that tension in the line. Yank.
Spotting his landing well as well, and choosing not to pass the handle in the air, which this morning he was banging him out, passing the handle on his way around for that last 180. But obviously seeing the landing ramp, he knew it was going to be tight, kept his handle in that hand, and choosing not to do the handle pass till he landed. There you go, 61.33 for Dom Hernler. So,
the judges preferred the 7.
Yeah.
It was bigger, it was a little bit cleaner, it was full rotation. It's still doable.
Overall standings, Dominik Hernler, 135.66 his points. William Klang, 127.66. So Dominic out in front, the last trick still to come.
It's still very possible for William to up one of those scores. He wants to get rid of the 63, get something a little bit better in there.
Going for his tech trick as a third trick, trying to better his score. So here he goes again, that left foot forward stance. An easy approach right now, loading up, putting pressure on the edge.
Oh, lucky he pulled his toes up there. That would have been a nasty edge at the bottom of that ramp.
What do you reckon, Matty? The way he went for that handle pass pretty early, the way he started spinning his body, I would say he was going for a 9, right?
Yeah, and that's what happens. You're thinking about cranking extra rotation, you end up just missing the first handle pass. It was there was a tickle, there was skin contact. Oh, toes up. Oh.
Just maybe his head just one step ahead.
Instead of getting that first handle pass out of the way, he was thinking about the second or third. Oh. Yeah, you saw it coming. That was bull T90 at the bottom of that ramp. About to happen. He did well to get away from that.
That crowd in the background as well, just right on the action. Absolutely amazing here at Olympiapark in Munich.
Yeah, it was purpose-built for wakeboarding, it seems, all these ponds and lakes in and around the Olympic Park. Such a cool setup. They had a football on last night. No, I'm not a football fan, but it was a pretty cool atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
Down there, and obviously made it even better by the fact that Germany came through on penalties. Horrific way to go out, as the English know all too well.
Yeah, the Olympic Park itself, Matty, we're talking about 4.3 million visitors in 2015. So 4.3 million people walked through here last year. And obviously the Olympic Games, this place being purpose-built for 1972, the Olympic Games.
It doesn't look like it. It seems so brand spanking. Everywhere you look, they've done such a great job.
Yeah, the architecture and everything, it's absolutely amazing. Dom Hernler, his third trick. Let's get our focus back on the wakeboarding. Right foot forward, coming at it right now. Is he going to go for it? Hammered at that time. Solid landing, last 180. Super controlled, pulling his knees up, getting it tight. That's going to be a better score, I'm pretty sure, than the first one.
Yes, indeed. So we see exactly the same drag, exactly the same rotation. He cranks the handle much, much earlier, goes even bigger as well. A little bit of flailing with the arms, but not really of any consequence off the back of that particular maneuver. Big, big tricks. And he was probably throwing that down to give himself a little bit of extra practice, because looks like Dom's going through to our super final, and we have our 4-man lineup, which we will be moving straight onto after this.
Yeah, nice to see that slow-mo as well, how well controlled his landing is. You can see exactly what's going on. You can see a couple of the this big landing ramp with those 2 rails. Obviously, Unit-Park Tech putting a lot of time in just to think about how to transport that thing. Like, this has been purpose-built here, set up here for Munich Marsch, and Unit-Park Tech, obviously the world leader in features for wakeboarding, and the first ones to incorporate that landing ramp. Scores from Dom Hernler. As you can see, 74.33, 61.33, and that last trick 73. So 147.33 all in all, taking the win from William Klang.
Squeezing him a little bit further ahead, and then we have our 4-man lineup, which we should be confirming very shortly as we go through our replays from Dom. Here's his left forward hit. Stalefish, backside 360. Too easy.
Chilling. Watch that landing. He spots the landing, just looks at it, looks at it, looks at it. Boom, there it is. Well done. And I mean as well, like when you do that one trick and it doesn't sit the way you want it to, go straight back out there and hammer it out again, and to do it the way you want it, that's absolutely incredible. So there you go, the head-to-heads. Run through them, Matty.
In the yellow, we can see how our pairings have matched up and sent them through to the super final. We have got Nico, the one and only, Danny Grant to be expected, Dominik Gührs, of course, the home crowd will love that, and then the Austrian Dominik Hernler making up our 4-man super final. Commiserations to those other boys, Benedikt Tremmel, Aaron Gunn, Felix Georgi, and William Klang. I mean, it's no mean feat getting as far as they did, because we have had a qualifying yesterday, which wasn't aired. It is just main finals day today. So those boys doing well to get through to this stage, but it will be just those 4 that battle it out in our super final, all going at once. It's not head-to-head. They will all do their runs, exactly the same format, 3 runs. Yeah,
3 runs, that's the way it's going to go. 3 runs, same format as in the semi-finals. And as you say, like, we had the top 16 yesterday. Or the 16 riders that were part of the event. I mean, you're talking about names like Aaron Rathie, James Windsor, Max Boza, Victor Zaman, Brenton Priestley. Holy moly, that those guys don't get through is definitely a
marker of a high caliber quality event.
Yeah.
It is a crazy contest season at the moment with wakeboarding. We have had here in Germany alone, there have been some big events. What's been happening here in Germany up to this point, Clint?
Yeah, we had definitely in Austria, which is home for Dominik Hernler, Wake of Steel, which was absolutely incredible. And that was probably the biggest event so far this year. We had last weekend at our cable close to Frankfurt, Wakeport, our check-in event, which was absolutely incredible, an amazing starting field there. And then backing it up this weekend with Munich Marsh. Obviously, late August, Wake the Line. That's like the most prestigious event you can get to, Wake the Line in Cologne.
So good to have it back. It's amazing. Had a little bit of a hiatus just to gather, rethink, come up with an even new, more crazy setup that unit always do. And then before that, we have Plastic Playgrounds, which is in the UK, another big event. So it is all going on for our riders. They are traveling non-stop.
Yeah, I did talk Matty to Stu just yesterday, just last night I talked to Matty. He said that, like, to Stu, sorry, from Liquid Leisure. He said there's 225 riders signed up for Plastic Playground.
Ow, okay, so that's not all in the open division. I am one of those riders in the old boys. I don't like the way they've changed. They haven't said masters, because people who don't know wakeboarding, if you tell them that you ride in masters, they think, oh, so that means you're pretty good then. Yeah, that's exactly it. They've just put 30 plus.
Doesn't sound...
They can't get away with anything there, can I?
There you go. We are here in Munich. We are in Bavaria. As you can see, the girls dressed as you do.
That's how they all dress, right? Yeah. Day to day. So yeah, Plastic Playgrounds coming up.
Yeah, you can hear the music in the background, Diddy in the background here live, keeping the crowd under control with Alex Swan. You can see basically smooth water conditions. Start list for the finals. Nicky Gührs will be starting out first. Nico von Lerchenfeld will be in second. Dominik Hernler will start out third, and Daniel Grant starting out fourth. Sorry.
So basing that on the scores from the previous qualifying you just saw, Daniel obviously came up with the biggest total score, which is why he is going out last. As we've said, some riders like that. Some athletes like going out last, seeing the competition and then adjusting their runs accordingly. Some don't care. I think Nicky Gührs is gonna head out there and just smash it wide open from the get-go, just not give anybody any breathing space, you would imagine. And then we've got the style mongers in between, Nico and Dominik Hernler, who, well, we've seen a taste of everything that they've got to offer. So it is going to be a tough old job for the judges and an amazing spectacle for the crowd here in Munich. And of course, you guys at home who are watching us wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, it's good to see as well, like Nicky Gührs last year, Rising High, this landing ramp that was there for Rising High, the winner. And the boys in the earlier rounds had said, all right, Daniel Grant's the man to beat. If anyone could catch him, it's going to be Dominik Hernler. So those two scoring highest in the semi-finals. But that being said, I'm pretty sure as well, Nicky Gührs is just going to smash it out.
Big shout out to the one and only Brad Smeal, who has just said hello. Hey boy, good to hear that you are watching along with Brant Hales. Big up to all of our crew on the Southern Hemisphere side of the planet.
Yeah, look forward to have you over here for Wake the Line if you can too, Brad. For everyone that's at home online checking us out, thanks for joining us as well, obviously in BR Pulse.
Yeah, if you want to say hello, then
TV.
Hit up Clint or I on the old social media or whatever the kids are using these days, and we'll give you a shout out.
You know what you've just done there, right, mate? Everyone's going to be riding, and we won't have any time to commentate the event. We'll just be doing social media.
Don't be upset if I don't give you a shout-out. We will try, but there is some other kind of stuff going on that we have to talk about as well. Okay. There is our running order.
Yeah, we got Nico Gührs up first. Nico von Lerchenfeld second is the way I got the running order, but Nico just said he's going to start the game. So,
right, he's Nico von Lerchenfeld. Do what he likes. So this will be the presentation trick, I believe. Just to intro once again. Oh,
shakalaka.
That's not the presentation trick.
Oh, I don't know.
It could well be. We don't know with these guys. Like for anybody else, you'd think, yes, that's the main trick, contest 1. For these guys, that could very well be just, I'll just throw it in a tantrum to blind, just for the hell of it. Oh, he gets a little poke on the front leg at that as well. Basically holds on worryingly close to landing, almost chopping his fingers off. That's how solid the grab is.
Smashing it out. Good, solid indie grab on it, taking it to blind as well. So we saw Nico Gührs do that one as well as his style trick in the semi-finals.
Arguably, I say that was a little bit bigger than the one from Nicky. You know Nicky is not scared of going big. So there we go. Oh, big opening score.
Wow.
For Nico, 81.33 sets the bar very, very high indeed for the rest to follow.
So Daniel Grant's ready to go. Switched up that starting list, a little bit different than what we showed you, so sorry about that, guys.
We'll just roll with it.
The turtle, pumping up the crowd, he's ready to go. Daniel Grant, style trick to start out. Again, going for the rewind, touching the nose, then grabbing stale.
Dominik Hernler and Nico Gührs will be watching very, very closely indeed. So it's going to be interesting to see how the judges go with this. They scored it was in the 70s when Danny did it to get him through to the super final. But a very, very different style of trick to the indie tantrum to blind. Arguably a little bit more technical.
Yeah, especially putting in that double grab as well and stopping the rotation, going back the other way, landing blind with the handle in his back. Pretty tricky. Hammering out that kicker. Nice stale push grab, taking it to blind. Good job, clean landing. Keen to see what the point scoring is going to be from our judges. Chief Judge, Andy Colt. He knows the game. He's been in it for a long time.
So a similar score this time round for that trick as well. Maybe a little bit more. But putting him into second place versus Nico with that score of 84.
Yeah, Nico, 81.
81, sorry, 81.
Yeah, 81.33 for Nico, 77.66 for Daniel Grant. So Nico at the moment, sneaky 4 points out in front. Nico Gührs. Nicky's at home here in Munich, home crowd. Let's go for it, Nicky. You know what's got to be done, mate. Like I said, winner of Rising High in Ham. Oh, right down the bottom of that
That was
ramp.
not much landing ramp left for him there at all. Boosting even bigger this time from Nicky, as we said, not shy about going all out. How are the judges going to fare? That amplitude is going to be way up there in those stakes. He gets full connection with the top of the ramp.
Grabbing all the way through as well, just letting it go just before the landing. That handle's a long way from his body, but able to control it. Wow. And, like, he comes down off that ramp, like, what?
Yeah, what?
I didn't do anything, what? Making it look easy.
That is tough to distinguish between these two guys now. Not making our judges' job easy at all, as well they shouldn't. Oh, so 76. The judges not liking that as much as they saw from Nico. The difference is if we were really to pick holes in anything, there was a little bit of a boning of the front leg from Nico. His tantrum was more edge over edge. It went a little bit out the back from Dominik as well. It wasn't quite as upside down, a little bit tail heavy on the landing. Minimal amount of flailing with the one arm on landing, and it's these small minor things which wouldn't normally be an issue at all that our judges have to pick up on in order to distinguish between these riders because they are all so on it.
Right, left foot forward for Dom Hernler, so we won't be seeing that that Mobius, I don't think, as he's doing a switch. Stale backside 360. Grabbing the stalefish, taking the spin around. Let's see that one on slow motion. Good to see the follow handle on there as well. Follow the company out of Australia. Ropes, handles, life jackets, and wakeboard accessories.
That was better than his one in the first round. Actually, full shifty, putting the tail of the board ahead of him in the direction of travel and then rotating back against that initial rotation. So it's a shifty, a stale fish to get things going, pushes that back leg fully straight, then whips it back around the other way for the full 360. We've got more shout-outs. You were quite right. It's happened.
Yeah.
CK, our main man from the UK.
How are you, big man?
Hello, buddy.
Good to see so many people tuning in worldwide to be a part of the event. Nice to be in your ears. Thanks for sharing the event with us. So Dominik Hernler, his score 72.33. Daniel Grant 77.66. Nicky Gührs 76. And Nico von Lerchenfeld 81.33. So Nico clearly out in front. He's going to go at his tech trick now in the finals here. Munich Marsch 2015, the first time that wakeboarding Big Air has been a part of Munich Marsch. Nico von Lerchenfeld, let's do it. Tech trick here in the finals. Coming out of toe side, check this one out,
I haven't seen anyone hit this toe side yet.
He did it in training this morning. Ah, toe 7, that is ridiculous.
So that is difficult. It wasn't the cleanest landing, but in terms of the technicality stakes, it is up there because no one else is hitting this ramp toe side. For those of you who are coming to wakeboarding for the first time, we have two ways of edging around on the board, either on your heels or on your toes, just like snowboarding.
Wow.
Little bit of pre-spin. Did he go for a tickle there as well?
He did as well, touched it on the way around, landing on that front corner, on the back corner, sorry. What was his nose, making it. Clean landing, pushing his chest over his toes to keep it in control. You can see the sigh of relief, like, yes, I did it.
I didn't chin myself, yeah.
Dude, that 15-meter gap he's got to cover is absolutely ridiculous just to get on the ramp, and he's flying another 6 or 7 after that. The 20-meter long ramp, approaching on the toe side, absolutely incredible.
So they liked it, not massively so though. It wasn't the cleanest, there wasn't a grab in there, a little bit of pre-spin, a little bit of a manual landing on the tail of the board, and the judges have knocked him for all of those things. So that has left the door open despite that early lead from Nico for the rest of our riders to catch up.
All right, this kid, the party kid, look at him. Like, he doesn't have music in his ear, whether you guys believe it or not.
No, just the voices in his head.
Super pumped up, Daniel Grant. Let's see how he goes. His tech trick here in the finals. Crowd loves it. They're ready to go. Coming at it heel side, right foot forward. Oh, skipping out.
That will not do him any favors at all, unfortunately. So the tech trick, it would have been scoring the 70s that we saw for that maneuver in the qualifying rounds just previous. He goes backside. Backside 270, comes back around the other way.
Good to see as well. Just boning out on the grab as well. That stalefish grab. Check it. Spinning backside, grabbing it, boning it, sorry, on the melon grab. Obviously that in his front hand going down there.
They've just been handed a list of the goodies that our riders are getting as well as the cash.
Yeah, it's the prestige, the cash, but I think first and above all is the prestige of standing on top of the podium, Munich Marsch.
Taking down this level of other competition, these riders is...
There she is.
Great work, cameraman. Wonder why he zoomed in on that.
Tech trick. Yeah, he takes his wakeboard off, goes straight on the dance floor.
He's still very much at DEFCON 1. And I don't mean metaphorically. They were actually at a festival, DEFCON 1, a couple of weeks ago, and I think he's brought a little bit of that home with him. All right, Nicky Gührs, he's on a score of 76.
Tricky Nicky. I think that's Nicky's fan crowd there.
Yeah, they're particularly excited right now. What's he got for us? Coming in left until we jump the double. Oh, that was even better. He got more height, cleaner landing.
Holy moly. Full commitment from Nicky Gührs, that's for sure. He knows. He has to pull out all stops, do all he can, loading it up, left foot forward.
Still a little bit early on that cranking,
Yeah.
not getting the height, but better, cleaner.
Better, obviously, landing right on the top of the landing ramp, whereas the other boys are landing right down the bottom of the landing ramp. But that being said, it's a double flip, dude. That's ridiculous.
Flip, yeah, step up double flip.
That's full commitment. Like, that's one thing as a judge you got to say, fully committed from the get-go. Obviously, hammering out that landing ramp. There wasn't much time to push off, starting out pretty early. Didn't get the pop he needed. But double flip, and to control that landing, like you were saying, Matty, on the double flip, you come around that second rotation so fast, it's easy to skip out.
Yeah.
Timed it well.
Nicky Gührs pretty happy with his tech trick, and so are the judges. It's a score of 80.33, which puts him back in first.
Yeah. 80.33 for his tech trick, 76 points for his style trick. So stealing the lead from Nico von Lerchenfeld, and it's tight.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting now watching what's Mr. Hernler comes up with. We're going to be seeing the back mobe. We know he can do a back mobe 5. I don't know whether he's been trying that onto the landing ramp, but that would be pretty full on.
If he does, I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to go crazy. Dominik Hernler, he's got a crazy bag of tricks. Super stylish rider.
Okay, so he's switch. He's a left forward rider. He does this back mobe switch. It's a cab mobe, so he's coming in right forward on his heels.
Solid.
There is a 540 in there.
Wow, there is a 540 in there. You can see it.
Yes. So in terms of how clean it was, how nice it looked, the judges are going to be favoring that over the double flip, but the technicality and the kahunas factor of that double flip is...
Wow.
Oh, wow, that was clean. That was super, super
Check it out
nice.
on the slow-mo again, that landing position where he's looking at the ramp, he pulls his knees up to control it and then pushes his board away from him to touch down.
So tuck, 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 keep that rotation and that handle tight. And then tree trunks down. There we go.
Looking relaxed on the landing as well. Look how fast he's coming into that thing. It's absolutely incredible.
He finds the pop so nicely there. It's only a very small thing that that makes the world of difference in terms of how clean the trick is, and of course getting over that huge gap and onto the landing ramp. Oh, it's a big score.
Scoring for Hernler, 84.33 for his tech trick. Hernler straight up on top of the podium at the moment after his second trick.
Okay, and it is very, very tight at the top between the two Dominiks, Hernler and Gührs.
There you go. There's the overall point standings at the moment. The Austrian, 156.66 points for Dominik Hernler. Nicky Gührs, 156.33, so super tight. And then Nico von Lerchenfeld, 10 points behind that, 146.66. And Daniel Grant, 113.99. So who knows? Daniel's got a mad bag of tricks. And like I said, all the riders were picking Daniel to be the winner.
Yeah,
so,
something special needs to happen for him in order to creep up into, well, at least a podium spot.
Yeah. Killer conditions here at Olympiapark in Munich. Top 4 wakeboarders here by Munich Bash. Big Air on our Sunday. An incredible weekend. Swatch Prime Line mountain biking, Street League skateboarding, and here the wakeboarder. Top 4, Nico von Lerchenfeld on the water right now.
Toe side again for Nico. He wants that 9.
Actually had it too.
Yeah, that second pull, as you're saying, the further down the ramp they get, the further away from the cable. The carrier, which is the attachment of the rope to the cable, the harder that the pull is created. So just causing him some mischief on that last handle pass.
Can we give him a rerun, Matty?
Yeah, we want to see
I'd love to see that one.
First handle pass, second. 7. It was there as well.
7, he could have pushed it to 9. It's obviously too much tension. Wow. Rerun. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. For one thing, taking that first 360 like off axis, he was not flat, taking a little bit corked out. Disappointment for sure for Nico. But like I said, commitment, going at it toe side, that is absolutely incredible.
Still loving life as well you would with an appreciative crowd in big numbers that we have here at MASH. They have turned out in their droves across the whole 3 days of this event.
Bin hängen geblieben. I got stuck. I got stuck, he said. Yeah, dude. Throwing out the hang loose to Nico von Lerchenfeld. Good work, mate. You can see him as well puffing away. It is tough, even though it's a short course. Full commitment, hammering at it, 45 k's an hour. I agree with you, Matty. I think Daniel's still in Amsterdam, to tell you the truth. Like, he didn't half of it, like, physically he's here, but he's still in Amsterdam. Solid, taking it.
Oh, no.
Lay back, Larry.
That lay back will not do many favours. Props to another of our Antipodean friends, although he's an honorary Brit now. Scotty Broom saying what's up on the old Twitterific. Boom,
Scotty Broom. Nice to have you tuned in, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, to all the crew at home, obviously. It's good to have you guys a part of it. Good to have you signed up. Unfortunately, can't be here in Munich, but who knows? Maybe next year, Scotty Broom, we can get you over here to Munich for the event. I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Daniel Grant, unfortunately, not able to push his way onto the podium. But it doesn't really look like it matters to him right now. Yeah, there you go. 63.33 points for Daniel Grant. So obviously that layback sliding out on the landing. And that is his Pro Model board, Liquid Force Tau, along with Nico von Lerchenfeld's Liquid Force Peak, two of the best sold boards worldwide. And these four riders, absolutely incredible. They match up every time. At pretty much every event they go to, these four go at it for a place on the podium. And Nicky Gührs obviously will go into this last trick feeling good. It's a winner from last year from Rising High 2014. He knows the landing ramp. He's already got his double under the belt. Let's see how he goes. Right foot forward. Double grab, backside 180.
So will that scoot him ahead in points? Will that be an improvement on his lowest score at the moment, which is 76? It was very tidy.
Taking it up first.
Solid method. Oh,
Stale fish. Boning his board out as well, which is good. Not just the grab, but pushing the back foot around behind him. Then bringing it back the other way, tweaking it out the front to grab stale. So both grabs individually, super solid method, stylish on the stale fish, and then winding it back around backside.
And I think if he reacts like that at the end of every trick, that might also influence the judges.
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh, well, I didn't think it was that good, but maybe it was. Give the points.
No, that's true. I agree with you. That's
textbook.
Yeah, it's definitely a tactic that you can use to influence the judges. Well, he was stoked on it, so maybe we should score it better. But that being said, double grab, backside 180, super clean from Nicky Gührs.
Here's the call. Is it more than 76?
So Nicky Gührs.
They are deliberating hard, our judges.
you can feel the tension in the air waiting for the score to come through. Nicky looking on. 74 points for the score, so he's going to stick with that first trick, the 76 points.
Oh, and that means we have a decider.
Yeah.
So Dominik Hernler just gets to enjoy this very last run, having taken down the big air here at Munich MASH. So unfortunate for Nicky. He thought there was a chance. He thought that maybe that would have been a slight improvement on the score of 76. The judges didn't think so. They liked the Indy Tantrums applying more.
So what's Dom Hernler do, Matty? What's he going to do? Is he just going to chill out and style it out for the crowd, or is he going to push himself?
Back mode 5. Oh, he's going right foot forward. He's on this kicker. Yes, let's see it. Give the people what they want.
All right. Check this one out. Dominik Hernler hammering at it, right foot forward.
He was thinking about this blind.
Yeah, it looked like it. It looked like it. I saw a couple of back rolls this morning in training, and I thought maybe he's thinking about taking that one to blind.
Showing some love right back at the crowd who have been appreciating this wakeboarding all weekend long. What a final they have just witnessed with this man, the Austrian, Dominik Hernler. You see he was thinking about that extra backside rewind rotation off the end of that.
Can we not have that one again?
Can we? Go on, one more. Go on. Unfortunately, we have got a packed schedule and there is some mountain bike dirt trails to hit up. Not us, luckily, because that would end in tears.
Check that out.
Swatch Prime Line while we watch Dominik Hernler yet again on his third and final. The glory pass, didn't need anything. He'd already won at that point.
Yeah.
The other riders couldn't do anything to beat his first 2 scores. And
yeah, but the way Dom is, matey, too, like he'll go out of this event, he's like, I killed that mob, that was awesome, but I missed my roll to blind.
Yeah.
Like, he would have wanted to have that one to finish out with. He already had the win. He knew he had the top of the podium, but if he had had that roll to blind, that would have just rounded out his day pretty much, I'm pretty sure.
There are our top 4, unfortunately for Daniel Grant, just missing out on the podium, which isn't the way the people thought it was going to go.
Very true.
Was not the vibe initially. Here we have our top 4 there, as you can see. Dominik Hernler taking the victory away. We've got some goodies to give to them, as well as the aforementioned all-important prestige of taking away the first ever wakeboard big air at Munich MASH title. They've also got some treats, a goodie bag. We've got some ultimate ears and Snipes bag of goodies, and Swatch Touch Zero, and of course a medal. Yeah. All important that they'll be rocking all the rest of the day on the flight home, as I would be doing. And they are going to be handed over by, I'm assuming, these are some event sponsors, Beatrix Zurich and Arno Hardsong. So thank you to the sponsors, Snipe, Unit, of course, the entire crew. Thank you to those ladies for hanging out, quite literally.
Yeah, it has been absolutely amazing. Obviously, not just the wakeboarding here this weekend, but like you said, the Bavaria Pulse, obviously being live on TV, that Pro7 fun. Bringing it live. Süddeutsche Zeitung, obviously here
Süddeutsche Zeitung
in Germany.
Yeah, there we go.
Süddeutsche Zeitung. Your German's getting freaking awesome, man. Natürlich.
Natürlich. I know, I noticed that it's a natürlich down here, not a natürlich.
Yeah.
It's natürlich.
Yeah. Fine difference, but it's an important difference.
Yeah.
Obviously, Unit-Park Tech setting up the features with that amazing landing ramp. Snipes supporting us as well, and Scissor Tech. System 2.0 is the 2-tower system that is being used for Munich MASH.
If you have a lake in your back garden, get one.
Yeah, get a System 2.0, it's well worth it.
And invite us over.
As a training tool, whatever level you're riding at, as you can see, at a world-class level, that thing is
very incredible.
Definitely good to be used.
But they are the best way of learning to wakeboard for the first time. You can pretty much guarantee anybody getting up.
No doubt, yeah.
Anybody getting up. And if you are wanting somewhere to go ride, then I hear there's a place called Wakeport, which is pretty all right.
Yeah, true, that's true. That's where I'm at home, close to Frankfurt Airport. Good to be here for Munich MASH. Obviously, Dominik Hernler was seeing a couple of his tricks. Our winner for Munich MASH 2016, smashing out that Mobius. Solid riding through and through. So from 16, we took the best 8 into today. From the semi-finals, the best 4. And we just experienced the finals of Munich MASH 2016.
Yeah, Dominik Hernler's mantelpiece is starting to groan under the strain of all these victories and trophies that he takes away. We have got a little bit of movement down on the ground now from the masses, because they will be getting stuck into the village part that we've got here. Loads of stalls, loads of goodies to take home, loads of goodies to experience as well. They've got a cool pump track. There's slack lines just strapped up everywhere. There's a slack line going from, did you see that, from tower to tower above one of the stadiums?
That is
absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know how many meters that is in the air, but that's like from, if you picture a football stadium, the lights that are above the football stadium, and there's a slack line. It's about 150 meters from tower to tower, and it's about 150 meters in the air.
You can see the lights in the distance on the shot right there.
Ridiculous.
They have strung a slack line up between 2 of those. Then we had a slack line across the lake. We've got people stand-up paddleboarding. We've got crazy little mono-wheel electric skateboard off-road things, which look quite fun.
There's been like GoPro prizing from the GoPro track. There's a lot of cameras being given away.
Oh,
skateboarding, obviously, it's like Munich Action Sports Heroes. MASH 2016 is bringing together that like-minded culture, not just wakeboarding, but skateboarding. Also, there's a lot of snowboarders, obviously, being here in Munich, close to the Alps. So there's a lot of snowboarders here. Also, the mountain bikers and
there's a little BMX street course in there as well, over the side by the Swatch Prime Line Run.
That pump track as well, like a BMX skateboard pump track just to pump around. So we're going to get into the prize giving and presentation for our top 3. Obviously, Daniel Grant being in the finals, not making onto the podium. Nico von Lerchenfeld, Dominik Hernler, or Nicky Gührs. Good to see the sun's out as well. Crowd's out. Nicky Gührs obviously being here at home in Munich, getting a good pump up from the crowd. Nico's trying to kill the fish.
So this is always good to see. Proper prize giving and proper showman style.
Look at that. I love you, Dominic.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
So is she talking about Dominik Gührs or what?
Yeah,
Dominic
you've got to be
Hernler?
more specific. Yeah,
Maybe Dominik Hernler. I'm not sure.
So we have Beatrix Zuruk doing the handover of the goodies. I believe she is one of our sponsors, so thank you very much to her. And you can see all the treats that our riders are getting, as well as those rather cool medals. Look at those.
Bling, bling,
Yeah,
Nico von Lerchenfeld.
it is a medallion. It's not a medal. Love it. What a crowd here at Munich Mash as well, watching the spectacle. They will be moving along to watch Swatch Primeline, our mountain bike slope-style dirt trails. Just insanity it is, and we hope that you guys at home will do the same. But before we get there, it's goodies and medals and prizes and honor and prestige for our top three. On the left we have Dominik Gührs taking a second place. On the right, it is Nico von Lerchenfeld and taking yet another victory. He just keeps racking them up.
Yeah. Like we said, after that injury, Dominik Hernler came back bigger and better than ever. Just taking the win here for Munich Mash. Absolutely pumped up. Blue skies in the background. Absolutely amazing area here. Olympiapark, Olympic Stadium in Munich. Like we had said, the first time wakeboarding has been a part of Munich Mash, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last one. I'm pretty sure we'll be meeting back here next summer for Munich Mash 2017.
Oh, this is what the people want.
Unfortunately, we just got the little bottles. We just got the little bottles of champagne. And ladies, if I was you, I would move.
Stay right there. Please coat the girls, boys. So luckily, in this particular scenario, the boys are in their wetsuit. Yeah, get the girls. There we have our victors.
Straight in his eyes.
Straight in the eyeball. That's what they want. It's after the watershed. It's drinking time somewhere in the world, isn't it? So that's fine.
That's it.
There we have our Munich Mash champion, Dominik Hernler, is rather pumped on that. Daniel Grant seems just as pumped as well on everything. Here we see him in all his glory once again. I'm just rounding off after that last run, giving some big wings of rock to the crowd. So if you joined us, thank you for watching the show. Please stick around. Please stick around to watch Swatch Primelines, which will be coming very shortly. Thank you, Clint.
Yeah, thank you, Matty. Absolutely amazing event. Munich Mash 2016. Absolutely incredible. Thanks for being a part of it. Stay tuned in because we're about to go Swatch Primeline. Thanks for being a part of it.
And I hit that right note on the guitar, or I say those lyrics that just connect.